Hi, I'm Thecia Ellis, and you're listening to This Grandma's Life podcast. It is February 17, 2023, and this is episode 19, and it's called It's Pruning Season. Okay, guys, farm happenings. We've been getting some rain, and I think I like to keep up with the U.S. drought monitor, especially since our drought this last year was pretty significant. It goes from, it has different categories, and even you think severe is pretty bad, but exceptional is even worse than that. We were in the exceptional category for a few months, and just recently it had upgraded to severe. And I can't remember. I think it's now believed that after, I think we've gotten like 3 inches of rain in the last week and a half or so, or week or so, and we are now in the moderate category. So we're still dry, but not nearly as dry as we were. So I think we got about 2 inches last week, and then we got another 4/10 of an inch just a night or so ago. And because it's winter time, the ground just doesn't absorb the water. It just keeps on running down. And my poor pigs, they're hip deep in mud. I'm one of the things as soon as I get done with recording this podcast, I will be out moving my pigs again because they are just mired down. And I can't help but feel sorry for them. And it's not summertime. This is wintertime. And so they're really having struggle. And it's been less than a week since we moved them. So yeah, and they've been needed to be moved for a couple of days now. But they've got their whole pen just mucked up bad. So I'm going to be getting them moved, and probably going to have to do it again pretty soon. I still not getting very many eggs. I know there's been a lot of controversy around what's going on with the eggs and stuff. We're almost up to 11 hours of daylight here in Northeast Oklahoma. And my ducks have finally started laying a little bit. I think I'm getting one egg, maybe 2 eggs a day of ducks. I'm getting 1 or 2 eggs a day of turkeys. And you got to know, I think I've got 8 female ducks, and I've got 4 female turkeys, and I've got a mess of chickens, and none of them are laying. A couple weeks ago, I had gotten 1 or 2 eggs for 2 or 3 days, and then it stopped again. So I don't know what's going on with the chickens, but we're not getting chicken eggs. But I have to admit, now turkey eggs are not too bad. They're just a different texture, and different. You know how different eggs have different textures, and everybody's used to chicken eggs. Duck eggs, the yolks are a richer, kind of heavier yolk, but they scramble pretty easily, and even the white is a little bit richer and richer. But the turkey eggs, even though they taste okay, the yolks are like they're difficult to blend. They're difficult to scramble, and the whites are thinner. So it's just a different contrast between the yolks and the yolks and the white, but they still taste okay. But honestly, and they're huge too. So I don't know. It's one of those things it's definitely according to likes. But we were missing our chicken eggs, but we're grateful for the 1 or 2 duck eggs we're getting every once in a while. But I'm ready. We need to get. It's time. It's time for. I was looking at records from last year, and now I think this time last year I'd already had enough duck eggs that I was starting to incubate them. So I'll just have to see what's going. I don't know what to do. I've been trying to get some wheat from our nearby grain store where I buy my feed, and he's been expecting a shipment any day, and I'd like to buy some of that, and I may start doing some fodder. Just to see if I can get maybe they're lacking nutrients, maybe they're lacking something. So I'm going to check into that, see if I can start growing some. I've been wanting to do some fodder anyway, because our grass is not really growing here yet. So there's nothing, if I'm not giving them feed or scraps, they're just not getting anything extra. So I'm looking forward to, I'd like to try some of the fodder system anyway. I had a couple of cool things happen recently. A couple weeks ago, Eric from Porterhouse and Teal contacted me and asked me to be a part of his podcast. He actually didn't have a true podcast yet. He was just doing a live stream on his Porterhouse and Teal YouTube channel, and so it was cool. He's a very nice man. I met him at Self Reliance Festival this last fall. And it's crazy because he's like in Northern California. He's going to Self Reliance Festival again here this next month, and that's just too cool. But I got to do an interview with him, and that was really cool. And just yesterday, I got to do another interview with Nicole Sauce of Living Free in Tennessee, and that went well too, I believe. I think it went good. So it was neat. It was cool to get to do some of that stuff and get to talk with other people and kind of get my name out there. You know how that goes. So it was neat. So that's kind of what's happening around here. My three things is the next segment today was going to the DMV. I've got my. I'm gonna have to go. I want to get into that when it comes to my story of the day. Yeah, but I did. We went to the DMV this morning and it was flat cold. And my number two was Friday errands. I always try to get things prepared on Friday just to get us through the weekend so we don't have to go anywhere or do anything if we don't want to. And so I do the Friday errands. And another thing is to post a video, and not necessarily on this particular channel. I'd like to get that done today also, but I finally finished editing a video and got it posted on my main YouTube channel of Grandma's Homestead. So I did get that done. So my three things I have accomplished for the day, and I'm excited about that. Okay, my next segment is what I'm reading. I'm still working I finished it, but what we're doing here is we're still working our way through Atomic Habits with James Clear. And there wasn't very much in this part of it. So I actually combined two chapters, chapters 9 and chapters 10. So hope it might be just kind of a little bit short today. This one's on page 120. There is tremendous internal pressure to comply with the norms of the group. The rewards of being accepted is often greater than rewards of winning an argument, looking smart, or finding truth. Most days, we'd rather be wrong with the crowd than be right by ourselves. And then on page 129, every action is preceded by a prediction. Life feels reactive, but it's actually predictive. All day long, you're making your best guess of how to act given what you've just seen and what has worked for you in the past. You are endlessly predicting what will happen in the next moment. On page 131 is reframing your habits to highlight their benefits rather than their drawbacks is a fast and lightweight way to reprogram your mind and make a habit seem more attractive. And that's it for today. So that's from chapters 9 and 10 from Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's been kind of cool because this is also the book that the part of the mastermind group that I'm with that Ken Esch does. It's called Level Up Mastermind, and we've been weeding our way through the book. And it's been kind of cool to, we each share what catches our eye in specific parts of the book, and it's neat for that. I've been able to get to share it with you. My quote of the day, and this fits me so bad. If we never make mistakes, then we're probably not making any decisions either. And it's by Joyce Meyer. And I make a lot of mistakes and I make a lot of decisions. And I guess I need to rephrase that and say I make a lot of decisions and therefore I make a lot of mistakes. So her quote is, if we never make mistakes, then we're probably not making any decisions either. Joyce Meyer. And I guess there's some parts of that I could say, well, yeah, but you also meet people who can't make decisions, and to me, that's a serious mistake. But I still like this quote, and I went ahead and went with it. What is on my mind? Okay, so I'm trying. Well, there's two or three things that are kind of on my mind. The main one is planning how I'm going to do my birds for the coming season. I had heard that some people are already having trouble getting chicks for the year. And I thought, yeah, they're probably right with all this bird flu and everything being killed off and stuff. So I have to, we all have our list of hatcheries. So I was going through them. I used to order from Cackle Hatchery all the time. I'm not so much anymore because some of them do shipping. I don't know which ones do shipping, but like Cackle Hatchery, they didn't have chicks available until June 10th. And Hoover's Hatchery. I do order from them quite a bit, but they didn't have anything available until March 3rd. And okay, let me back up just a little bit. Cackle Hatchery, their stuff was available June 10th, and for 50 chicks, they were going to be $3.19 a piece. Hoover's Hatchery, their availability was going to be May 3rd, and they were $2.81 at 50 birds. Each bird was going to be $2.81 for 50 birds. McMurray, they were not going to have anything until the end of May 29th. And that was going to be for $3.26. So that was even the most expensive. So, but I've also gone from the chick hatchery, and this is who I ordered from. And they were the least expensive at $2.10. And their chicks were available on March 21st. My only thing is, so it's kind of interesting that these chicks, I had chicks available early. They were the least expensive. And basically, what I was wanting, I was trying to balance. I didn't necessarily want the least expensive, but it's cool that I got it. But I needed something. I didn't want to wait till June to order my meat birds for the season and stuff. And I have some plans with them. I think I'd like to try to. I'm going to try to sell some meat birds, and waiting until June to even get them means I won't even get to process them until August, and that's not going to work out for me. My concern though was I'm trying to remember if these are the ones that I had ordered from them last year, and they were very small birds. So I'm going to monitor this. I'm going to tell you how they do, and it could have been my fault last year. I may not have given them enough feed, or whatever. And plus the drought was really that bad, and so nothing thrived last year at all. So we're going to try to do that. See if we can get some chicks raised. I'm going to see how they do for size, and I'm going to see how how they end up going in the long run. So I'm trying to do that. I know I've already done the math on when to order turkeys. If I order turkeys, I've still got plenty of turkey meat for myself here at home. I might order one or two for myself just to raise for the Christmas season and Thanksgiving this next year. But I'd like to be able to take some orders for turkeys from somebody else. If I don't get very many orders, I'm not going to order very many turkeys because I just don't need it. Last year I broke down. I don't remember how many I broke down. I think I broke down 9 or 10 turkeys and ground up a lot of the meat and put aside the the turkey legs, and because we like to smoke them in the summertime. And then I had left the frames that were leftovers, the wings and just the backs, and the ribs, because when I do, I was deboning the meat basically. So I was saving the frames and been making broth with them over this last several months. So, but I think I've got plenty of, everything. So I don't want it to go overboard. So if I do any turkeys, it'll be from what I can sell, and it will also be for what I can put what I need for my Christmas season and Thanksgiving season this next year. Another thing I'm seriously considering, but it's an expensive thing. I've been listening to, well, of course, me, I always listen to a lot of podcasts, but man, people have got these freeze dryers, and I know they're expensive. But with my food allergies and things that I want to do and accomplish and stuff, I'm seriously thinking about getting a freeze dryer and freeze drying the food that I cook and do something with them. I know, and I just did a cursory research on the laws in Oklahoma, and it was saying that there was nothing specific that I needed to know about doing freeze drying, selling freeze dried stuff. I don't know that that's accurate. I mean, like, okay, for candy, we know that you can do Skittles and all that stuff, and I can freeze dry them and sell them if I want to, farmers market, maybe, I don't know. So I'm trying to decide what to do that, but I would like to develop my own recipes and freeze dry them myself and see if I can sell them. But, like one of those things, like, I can't remember she's from Grumpy Acres Homestead. She was talking about when she started doing it at her place, that other people wanted to make her to make food for them, and her question was, I don't want to be held responsible. If you think she wouldn't make them sick, but every once in a while somebody gets sick and they want to come back on you and tell you that you did it. So I don't want to run into that situation either. But so I'm just weighing it out. I want part of my thing is there's a certain level of income I want to make this year, and I'm trying to determine what is the best way to hit that level of income. So, and and I was thinking that yes, I would have the expense of having the freeze dryer, but I believe I can make it pay for itself. So I don't know. I'm still in the planning stages of that. I'm still trying to decide if that's what I want to do or not. I don't know. I'll work on it. So, um, I didn't put that in my notes. So, yeah, birds for the season and freeze dryer is what's kind of been on my mind. And I got a lot of work done on my computer. My computer's been such a mess. And I'm still going to have to I don't know what happened to all my Word documents and my Excel documents. They're out there somewhere, so I'm having to redo them. So I had already had 5 months worth of tax stuff done, and I can't find it. And it looks like I'm going to have to redo and rebuild my spreadsheet for taxes for this past year. I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, because I was already behind anyway. Obviously, if it was only up to May from what I've been doing, that means I have not been doing it properly throughout the year. So I'm hoping to change that habit this year and see how that goes. But it looks like I'm just going to have to start all over anyway. So I'm kind of bummed about that. So that's been on my mind too. All right, my main subject, and this came to me this morning, uh, and it's from the result of several different conversations I've had. But this morning, Kinsey was what she wants to get her driver's license, of course, and so she was supposed to go I was taking her to get her driver's test this morning, and we have to get it really early to get there to even. Yeah, it's kind of a mess, and I'll tell you about that on my story of the day. But we were on our way to the DMV early in the morning, and I got to thinking about what we do when we set a goal or when we're trying to work towards something specific in our life. We try to carve out time to do it in our busy schedule. And a lot of people say get up half an hour early. Okay, yeah, you're already getting up early. I mean, if you're like me, you're already getting up early. You're already trying to do everything in your day, with kids and grandkids and just life in general. You are busy, and if you're like me, I stay busy constantly. And even Ken Esch had a comment that I thought fit really well. So like it fit my life. My life is like a filing cabinet. It's very full, and now I want to slip one more folder into a really packed filing cabinet. And yeah, that's what it feels like. You go, man, I've already got my day planned out, like for every 30-minute increments for the whole day. And so finding something else to do, and you've got to do things and pivot and change so that you can move forward, because what they say, if you're just doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to come up with the same results. Well, if you're not getting the results that you want, you are trying to balance what you need to do to get your work done. And yes, do you get up another half hour earlier, or what is it that you need to do? So I was thinking about it when I was on my way to the DMV this morning. And it's pruning season here. In the wintertime, after the frost and stuff, you got all winter to do it. But I've got a huge vineyard. The vines need to be pruned in it. I've got orchard that needs to be pruned. My blackberry bushes, I've been working on getting them pruned. And, just other trees, pruning them up too. And I got to thinking, instead of trying to slip one more file into the already full filing cabinet, what could I prune from my life to make myself more accountable and available to do what it is that I'm working toward. You know, yeah, the obvious thing is not watching television and stuff like that. Well, I watch very, very little television, and I'm going to be watching less than that now that football season's over, but I still watch some. But I have to admit, when I'm watching sports, I'm sitting there crocheting or knitting or something, just so that I can actually be saying I'm doing something, even when I'm sitting there watching television or something like that. The only time I watch television and I'm not doing anything is if I'm sick and I just don't feel like doing anything. So so carving out television is not one of the things that is applies to me anyway. It might be for you. So I guess what I'm trying to encourage you to do is, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're already feeling like you've got so much on your plate, yet you still want to move forward and you still want to get some things done, what little things here and there could you prune out? And I'm not telling you not to go to the gym. I'm not telling you to do one thing or another. But, I'm thinking, I do a lot of book work in the morning and I enjoy the book work. But do I really need to do all of the specific things that I do in that book work? Because some of it, I don't know. I just keep track of a lot of things. There are things I should try to find a better way to keep track of some of this stuff that where it's not so time consuming. Just different things. Like I said, I plan my day out in 30-minute increments. So I'm going to spend some more time thinking about what it is that I can prune in my life so that I can be more productive and to get me where I want to go. And I guess I would encourage you to do the same thing. What can you prune? Not necessarily cut out necessarily there, but of all the activities you do, is there something you can prune from that activity to make it take less time, or just anything? Spend a little time thinking about what you can be pruning back so that you can have more time for what it is that you feel like you're here on earth to do and to accomplish. So that was my main subject of the day, about pruning activities in your life, pruning, obviously television and social media and stuff like that. So think about it and see what you can come up with, and let me know. That'd be cool. All right, my story of the day. Uh, I don't know. I guess all the DMVs, they all have a reputation. But the one in Claremore's got a lovely reputation. They don't open till 8. And I know that when I took Kinsey this last summer to go to the DMV so she could get her permit, it was late summer. Uh, she, we, the instructor says, you got to get there by 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking, 6 o'clock in the morning? They don't even open until 8. What the heck is up with that? So the first time I tried to take her this last summer, I pulled up about 7:45, and there was a line down. It's in a strip mall, and there was a line all the way down that took up 2 or 3 stores worth of space on it. I was like, oh crap. And I even drove to Tulsa so that maybe we could try to do something there. And with the one we went to in Tulsa, they had a sign on the door saying, nope, we've already been booked up for the day. Deal with it. So the next time we wanted to go, and it may have been the very next day, I don't remember for certain, but we got there at 6 o'clock in the morning. And because the weather was good, there was already a line at 6 o'clock in the morning. So you're standing out there for 2 hours before the place even opens. And then when we finally did make it in, even though we were like third in line, they didn't even call us until 9 o'clock in the morning. So, all right. Yeah, it's wintertime. It's cold. Yesterday was pretty chilly. It was windy and chilly. I think it was 34 degrees, but felt like 23 degrees, something like that. And so it was plenty cold. But so what we do too is in the wintertime, I pulled up yesterday morning, and Kinsey and I were the first ones there. And but we waited in the car because it's warm. And as people slowly pulled up one by one, they waited in the car too. But all of a sudden at 7:30, somebody goes, okay, I'm done. We're going to go out and we're going to stand there. So I'm thinking, crap, I better hurry and get out, because nobody's going to honor the fact that I'm first in line. And sure enough, they didn't necessarily. So I jumped out, and we stood out in the cold for half an hour. Well, poor Kinsey. She thought she was going to breeze through all this and walk out of there with her driver's license, and her instructor had heard that, or the whatever it is you call the lady who judged her, or did not feel the same way. And poor thing, she was really surprised. She's going, I can't believe I didn't get it. I did stop at that stop sign. I did do this and I did do that. She was just really just trying to assess what in the world she did wrong. Well, for some reason, the kids didn't have school today. And I know they're going to be off for President's Day on Monday, but for some reason they decided to let kids have today off too. So I thought, okay, Kenzie, I know that nobody didn't show up until 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday, but they're going to be there this morning. So we got there just a little after 6 o'clock this morning. And sure enough, there was a line of people already lined up in the with their cars in the parking lot. So we sat there, and I take my bookwork with me, and I do stuff in the car while I'm doing it. And but somebody got out at 7. Now, like I said, they don't start at 8. It was 23 degrees this morning, and I think it said it felt like it was 19. So Kenzie's a little bitty skinny thing, and I brought a heavy coat and all that and stuff, but it was just flipping cold. So we've been standing there for, I think, a good 40 minutes. Well, I think I stood there for 35 minutes, and then I finally called Kenzie. I said, "Look, you're going to have to spell me for a few minutes because we've got 20 more minutes to go, 25 more minutes, and I am cold." So she was real sweet. She came out there and stood in there, and I was only going to make her stand out there for about 10 minutes. But no sooner I had got in the car, then the lady inside the DMV, yesterday morning, there were two ladies, and this kind of tells you what's going on. There were two ladies in the DMV, and one of them does the driving test. So that left one lady in the office. So I think about 7:45 this morning, one lady stuck her head out the door and she goes, "There's not going to be a driving test today. I'm the only one in the office." So Kenzie took it well. She really did. They're going to try again Tuesday. We're going to try one more time to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning so we can get to the DMV at 6 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully we can get her driver's license. And this will be our third trip. But it was cold this morning. I'm not going to lie. It was just cold. So yeah, we're loving the DMV already. All right, my income producing activity is still the fold card. Look down the link below and click on that and sign up for a fold card. This is a prepaid debit card, and Bitcoin has been doing pretty good lately. Even if it wasn't, let's say that Bitcoin was down and you bought your stuff with your prepaid debit card, and there are ways that you can even stack bonuses on that, ordering with gift cards through Amazon or something like that. They've got several different places where you can buy stuff. And I'm terrible. I don't spend that much money as far as with different things. So I just put a certain amount on my debit card and use it for daily expenses and stuff. And you get to spin the wheel and hopefully it gives you a straight 1% of Satoshis, which is a portion of a Bitcoin. It'll give you that straight up anyway, or you can spin the wheel and you see if you can get some more than that. So, but it doesn't cost you anything. So you are spending money on things you're already spending money on. All it is a prepaid debit card, and it's sharp looking too. It's just a black card with some gold lettering and stuff, so it's really sharp looking, and it's been kind of working for me in that area too, because when I use it, they go, "Ooh, that's a nice looking card," and then it gives me the opportunity to tell them about the fold card. But you're stacking Satoshis, and when you click in certain places on the app, it even tells you how many in US dollars it's equal to and stuff. So it's been pretty cool. I like it, and I think you should try it. You're spending the money for certain things anyway. Might as well stack Satoshis with it. It's not costing anything. It's not like you're really investing, so to speak. It's just a backdoor way of getting to some. I don't know, backdoor is a proper word, phrase, but you understand what I'm saying. You're not actually investing your own money as like $10 a week or something like that, doing Bitcoin, which I still do something along that line anyway. But as you're spending your money, you're earning Satoshis with it. So I think that's a pretty good thing. So that, like I said, look for that link in the description below and sign yourself up for a fold card. All right, that's pretty much all I've got today. Like I said, I gotta go move pigs again. So where I can be found is on grandma's homestead.farm. No, I haven't worked on my site lately because I was too busy trying to find Word and Excel documents, but I'll get there. Grandma's Homestead is my main YouTube channel, and I've got another one, Farm Animal Life, and there's nothing to this. No words, no storyline. I just stick a camera in with the animals, and then I end up posting a video with it every once in a while. Instagram. I'm on Instagram for Thesia Ellis. TikTok is Thesia Ellis. Facebook is Thesia V. Dayhoff Ellis, because Dayhoff was my maiden name. I don't know. When you do from Facebook, you want your classmates to find you. So that's how I did that. MeWe is Thesia Ellis, and Twitter is Thesia E. So that's all I got for today, guys. I'm hoping that this weekend that we're going to get to work on that floor in the bathroom again. I really am hoping to do that. So live, guys. Live until you die. This is it. This is all we've got. That dash on your tombstone when you die will have the date that you were born and the date that you died, and that dash is everything in between. So live until you die and enjoy your life. Do the best you can, but get up off that couch. God bless, guys. I'll see you next time. Gosh.